My name is James Robert Kaleohano. Uh,
Could you spell your last name?
my last name is Kaleohano.
Okay.
Date of birth May 26, 1933. I was born here in Honolulu in Kalihi, the
Ah.
district of Kalihi. When I was born, I was what we call here in Hawaii is you hanai out to a family
Mhm.
member.
Mhm.
So I was hanai out to the Roberts family, and I was raised in what is called Kualoa Ranch when I was very young, and that was before World War II. And just before World War II start, then we moved to Liliha, and we lived Liliha all duration of World War II. Then after 1945, World War II finished, then we moved to Kapahulu.
Mhm.
And
What school did you go through?
I went to um, kindergarten. It's called, oh shoot, I forgot the name already. Lanakila,
Lanikila.
Lanakila Kindergarten, and then I went to Lanakila Elementary School while I lived there.
Mhm.
And then when we moved to Kapahulu, then I went to Kaimuki,
High school?
High School Kaimuki.
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 When did you graduate?
I did not graduate. I was supposed to graduate 1951,
Mhm.
but Korean War broke out, and I volunteered to go Army,
Ah.
join the Army.
So when did you enlist for Army?
I enlisted in July 20th, 1950.
Wow. Were you not afraid?
Um, I wasn't, but when I got to Korea, I was afraid.
Yeah. So you knew nothing about Korea? Did you know anything about Korea?
Didn't know anything about Korea. The only what we heard about Korea is one of our past graduate from high school. He's got killed already,
Already.
already in Korea. In June, I think he died.
Okay.
So then we found out, oh, there's Korea.
Oh. So where did you go to get the basic military training?
Schofield Barracks,
SC
uh, uh, Schofield, Schofield Barracks.
barracks.
And my drill sergeant was a Korean sergeant, sergeant first class,
Oh, really?
Korean Cho,
Ah.
Sergeant Cho.
So what kind of training? What was your specialty?
At that time, everybody infantry,
Infantry. So you were just rifleman?
rifleman.
How long was the basic training?
That time, basic training, maybe 12 weeks or
Uh-huh.
not very long, maybe 12 weeks, 14 weeks, and all infantry training.
Yeah. What did people say about the Korean War? Do you remember anything?
Mm, there was not much talk, only that North Korea invades South Korea. That's
Uh-huh.
all we know, and that's all we heard.
And you were not afraid at the
Well,
time?
at that time, I was only 17, and 17, we think we can
Do whatever.
indestructible. Yeah, but then
Invincible.
invincible. That's right.
So did your family? What did your family talk about your enlist and going to the Korean War?
They didn't want. But see, I had to convince my mother to sign paper
Right.
because that time, 17 parents have to sign paper to join army.
Okay. So after you done with the basic training, where did you go?
After basic training, we have leave, 30-day leave
Uh-huh.
with family, all that. Then finished, then we went to Korea.
So where did you depart from?
Hickam,
Where?
Hickam,
Hickam.
Hickam Air Base.
Uh-huh.
I flew over from here to Japan on plane.
Oh, you flew. How many were there in the plane?
Uh, it, there's not too many on the plane. Maybe me and two more other people
Oh. And to Japan, right?
to Japan. I think was I forgot the air base there. Haneda, maybe, I don't know, forget.
So you went to Tokyo?
Tokyo, yeah,
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
How,
Camp Drake,
Camp Drake.
yeah.
So tell me, when did you leave for Korea from there?
Gee, maybe stay there only 2 days, then go to Korea. Arrived Korea maybe middle of November, I think. I'm not positive what date, but around the middle of November. We landed. Airplane. Wait. Yeah, airplane. And then from I don't know where we land. I think what is in the middle of Seoul airport?
Yeongdeunpo? Gimpo.
Gimpo, I think.
Gimpo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you are Army,
Yeah.
but you flew from state to Japan and to the Korea.
Yeah.
Man, you are Air Force.
Yeah. I can get Air Force wings.
So tell me about after that. After you arrived in Gimpo, what happened to you? You can just go on.
And then Gimpo, we were replacement company. And then we get on a train, big cattle car train. And then we go north. And then we first going up north, we in tunnel we stuck. So I think maybe we ambushed. So I'm kind of very scared there. But then the train kept going. We clear, and then we go to Pyongyang.
You mean in the middle of November?
Yeah.
You went to Pyongyang?
Right south of Pyongyang, I think.
Okay.
Then replacement company again, and then we go to assigned to unit, and then I was assigned 25th Recon Company.
Recon.
Mm-hmm.
What is your? It was 25th.
20
What is your division?
25th Infantry Division.
And regiment?
No, 25th Recon Company, no regiment. Only one company in the whole division.
I see. So tell me about the Pyongyang and what you did there.
Okay, when I got there, we all line up. Then sergeant come down the line because the recon company before that all broken up, all bust up. So need replacements. So sergeant looked down the line and he pointed to me. He said, "You machine gunner." I said, "What?" He said, "You're going to be my machine gunner." I said, "We just lost the machine gunner." So I'm, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I'm small guy. I'm not big guy.
You are not small.
Well, next guy to me, he's 6'4".
Oh, I see.
So I thought he's going to be a machine gunner, but no, me. So he's going to be my ammo bearer. And then I'm really worried now. So in our platoon, we have one rifle squad, one scout section, machine gunner on Jeep, that kind. One tank section, and one heavy weapon mortar section. So our company pretty mobile. Then from there we go to front line in Pyongyang.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, we have Thanksgiving dinner, and then all hell broke loose after that. Then we hear about Yalu River, because 7th Division, Yalu River, 1st Marine Division, Yalu River. We in middle, Pyongyang, 25th Division, 2nd Division, 24th Division, all middle.
Yeah.
So we over there line up, waiting.
Were there severe resistance from North Korean army in Pyongyang?
Yeah. But there were mostly, at that time, it was just before Chinese come.
Right. So mostly the North Koreans were wiped out.
Yeah,
right?
or pushing back.
Yeah.
They're going North Korea.
So did you engage very severe battle there, combat?
In Pyongyang, when the Chinese came, that time.
Tell me about it. How close were you?
Well,
And describe the scene that you still
Well, when we line up defense of Pyongyang, and then we see when we find out now that we have train full of supply. We have no winter supply. I have no winter clothes. I have no winter shoes, no winter sleeping bag, because we go from Hawaii over there all summer clothes, no winter. I have one Ike jacket, like this kind of short one.
Yeah.
That's my winter shirt. So we have nothing. We're all freezing. So train full of supplies, but our airplanes are bombing because Chinese coming. They destroy all equipment so that they cannot get. So squad leader says, okay, you stay here, tank here, you machine gun here, and wait. And then pretty soon, Chinese come. Plenty. And then plenty. And then they overrun us, pass us, everything, cut us off. We have to fight, go get back to our place. So very cold. Weapons sometimes cannot fire, too cold, the weapon freeze. Scared, cry, wish I was home. Why did I join? Things like that come to my memory. What am I doing here? But, I think, like many human beings, to live is very important. And I think that's what make us more survive. You kill me or I kill you. That type of feeling. Eventually, while you're there, then you realize what's wrong. They cannot do that to South Korea, because they're taking over another country. You cannot do that. So then later we feel why we're there. We have to save country. And America is like always looking out for world peace. So that's why I think we have to go to help South Korea.
So in Pyongyang, where did you sleep? How was the condition there? You told me already that you only have a summer uniform and it was so cold. Tell me about those.
Well, it's so cold. Sometimes you cannot sleep. It's too cold. And we just try to stay next to each other, try to keep warm, try to make fire if can. Building, we use material to make fire, to try to stay warm whenever can. The weather was very miserable. I'm not sure, that time temperature down maybe below 30. And then chill factor come more below, so maybe like 50, 60 below zero, so too cold. I don't know.
Miserable for Hawaii.
Never been too cold, so don't even know what snow look like, don't even know what cold feel like. So it's very miserable for a local boy. And in our company, we had 10 of us. And what is very surprising is that none of us got frostbite. I almost did. Right now I have cold weather residual for my feet, but it affects me maybe one time a week, sometimes 2 times a week, like that. But other than that, I thought I had frostbite. I was on a hill one time blocking for First Rock Army, come back. And we stay up on a hill for all night, and when we finished, come back down off hill, I thought frostbite, but no, didn't have. So that's okay. I'd rather not have frostbite.
Did you actually see Chinese soldiers?
Yeah.
Tell me about the scene. Do you remember these people just pouring into?
Yeah, like they have white kind uniform, down uniform with feather. Yeah, that kind of uniform they have. So they're pretty warm, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at me. If I'm cold, he cold too. But when they come, there's no cannot describe, because too many.
Too many.
And of course, mostly scared. And they make all kind of noise, and jang, 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 beep, 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 and blowing horns and all kind of crazy things that make you scared. So, but you have to fight to live. So just shoot.
What made you survive? What
I,
made
I
you
think,
get going?
I think, like I tell my children, I said, I think what made me survive in a war is the will to live. Um, and you know, and I think the harshness in Vietnam, I mean, in Korea, helped me surviving in Vietnam too, because
Oh,
I went to
stayed
Vietnam
in
too.
Vietnam too.
Yeah, but every time I talk to people, I fight two war. I think I rather fight in Vietnam any day than in Korea, because Korea is too miserable, too miserable. Plus, I went to Korea 3 times.
Don't tell me, okay? I'm from South Korea.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then, plus, being a military Korea, I went back to Korea in '54. I went back to Korea in '63. So I had 3 very harsh winters, Korea.
So after we drove from Pyongyang, what happened to you? Where did you go? What did you do?
Pyongyang, then they pushed, Chinese army pushed us all the way back to Seoul. Then Seoul, our company blocking for withdrawal. So I'm up on the chapel, looking down, looking, the Chinese are coming. We better pull out of here,
Was
So
it in the Seoul?
Seoul.
Yeah.
So we, recon company, blocking position for division come back. And then after everybody leave, we leave. But before that, one time my friend, he binoculars down railroad track, Seoul. He tell me, I'm a machine gunner. Hey, I see a couple of them coming down the railroad track. Open fire. So I just shoot because cannot see. They saw. I just shoot. So then he called me back. I didn't tell you to cut them in half. So he laughing, I laughing. So But then cross Han River, blow up bridge, and we recuperate. We go recoup in. I think Chowan. I think Chowan or Suwan. Chowan.
Chorwan?
Chowan.
No, 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 no. If you cross the
Cross Han River.
toward the south,
Yeah.
it should be Suwon.
Suwan. Okay. Is Chowan north?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Suwan.
Yeah.
Then I get ready to go back, fight again, push again.
When did you leave Korea?
I left Kumwa Valley. We in Kumwa Valley in I think September '51. September or October '51.
After you down to the Suwon, you went back to the Kumha,
Yeah, went back up to
back up to
South Korea. Go up,
main
fight.
resistance line,
Yes,
and then you served there.
yes. And then when we were at Kumwa, then my turn. You go home.
Recon is very dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we go sometime 4 5 miles in the front enemy line to find out where enemy, and then contact headquarters. Enemy over here, then we come back, and sometime cut off. You have to fight, come back.
Could you share any dangerous moment that you experienced as a recon company?
Well, I remember one time we rice paddy. We stuck in rice paddy. So squad leader says, everybody fix bayonet. And we looking at squad leader, you crazy? But we have to listen, so fix bayonet. So he said, charge. We come up, we go charge, and then enemy is shooting, and we all run back down, take off bayonet, put back, forget it. And then the tanks come. So tank come, help us, then we go. So we're attacking village and fight, and then behind big rice kimchi crock hide look like that. Bang! Kimchi crock like this, broke. That's funny.
Smells good.
So, yeah. But yeah, there was many times like that, scared. But we have to fight.
You never imagined to be end up in Korea, and
Uh,
it was miserable situation, so cold with the summer uniforms,
mhm.
and you had to withdraw, you had to face this Chinese. How do you put that into a perspective right now, looking back those years, 60, 70 years? How do you put that into a perspective?
Sometimes when I look back now, I said, I don't know how we did it, how we survived the situation like that because it was very bad, especially when the Chinese came. You know, there was, we thought we were going to go home, but when the Chinese came, it just like the war began again, one more time. Because before that, North Korea beat already. We beat North Korea. We, above 38 parallel, almost take all North Korea
Up to the Yalu.
up to Yalu and Pyongyang, and then when Chinese come, of course, the new war start. But even now, you know, I think how did I make it? And I think the strongest thing is the will to live. You know, very strong. I must live. So now I'm still alive.
You said that you went back to Korea 1954, 63. You saw almost devastated Korea, almost
Mhm.
destroyed.
Yeah.
And when you go back to 54 and 63, you are in a very unique positions to compare it. What happened? What did you see when you go back 54 and 63? Could you tell me?
54 was still badly damaged.
Badly damaged.
Yeah, no recovery yet
Right?
because it's only 4 years after war
Yeah.
when it started. But at least the country, I think, was still starting to develop, a little bit more stable, and Army presence is still strong. I was with the 7th Infantry Division that time. Uh, still, dirt roads, no paved roads. That was 54, 54,
54.
54.
How about 63?
63 was a little bit better, but still not that much better.
Where were you?
I was in
Uijeongbu?
Uijeongbu Camp Hovey.
Camp Hovi?
Camp Hovey.
Mhm.
No, Hovey. Yeah, Dongducheon. That time, third time I go back, I'm with the counter-guerrilla warfare school instructor.
When did you go back after 63?
63, 64, then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you never been back to Korea?
Oh, I went back.
When?
I went back in last. Wait, when did? Wait, 15, 13. 2013, I went back,
Right.
and then to 2006, I went back also.
2006 and
To 13, I went back with him
So you've been twice.
twice.
So you now know that what's been changed. Right?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about it. When you first saw the Korea in 2000.
I couldn't believe. Oh, I couldn't believe Korea because I don't know how many years we land. They were telling me that Incheon was part of Seoul. I said, but Incheon is very far from Seoul. But they say now Seoul like this.
Walked.
Yeah, Seoul like this now. So I was very impressed. I think when we were there wartime, only one bridge, Han River. Now when I went back, there was, I think, maybe 30. The determination that they had to, and they do a lot of sacrificing too, to get to where they're at. And Korean, Asian people are willing to sacrifice. Family structure good, education good, stress, that's one of the, I think, the main things that help, form this type of how to get better.
Veteran Yoon is one of them.
Who?
Our father's generation, Mr. Yoon there, they dedicated and sacrificed
Yeah.
for the development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I think too. I'm very impressed about their economy, and the food was good. I like Korean food, so
What kind?
the Korean food.
What kind?
Shoot, anyone.
Anything.
Any Korean food, kimchi, yeah, bibimbap, not bibimbap, yukejang, suru, sundubu. I like.
So
In
you had
fact, in fact, when I was Korea third time, I am in charge of counter guerrilla warfare school. So we connect with Ranger, Korean Rangers. So we same. So they all the time take me their camp, Ranger camp, and make me food, and they watch me eat. They say you eat just like old Korean man, because I like the food.
any other message you want to leave to this interview?
I just want to thank you for the interview, and you're right. You should be just as much angry as I am about people forgetting the Korean War because a lot of people lost their lives there.